Technology plays a crucial role in the development of countries, and today it truly fuels growth and progress by empowering organizations to be resilient and competitive in every way. Staying connected with customers, employees, partners, investors, suppliers, and vendors can help small and medium businesses build trust, grow their brand, and establish meaningful relationships with the people that matter most to their business. In this digital era powered by flexibility and freedom of choice, SMBs need to embrace technology and jump on the virtual collaboration bandwagon to be winners in this new age world. Hi everyone, welcome back to one more podcast with Analytics Insight. I'm your host Rangoli, and today I'm in conversation with Mr. Anand Bala, who leads the small medium business segment in India and SAARC for Zoom video communications. And Mr. Bala, I must tell you, has been instrumental in setting up and growing the SMB team in India. And today, we will be discussing how can SMBs embrace the new era of work from anywhere. Hi, Anand. It's a pleasure to be in this conversation with you today.
Hey, hi, Rangoli, and thank you very much for having me.
So, Anand, let's start with telling our listeners a brief about Zoom and how it is helping SMBs in embracing the era of flexibility.
So, Rangoli, I think it's important to state that for a few years now, Zoom has been dictating the trajectory of collaboration, right? We have built video first, ground up, and we're literally dictating this trajectory of collaboration that's there. And we will continue to do that. Let me try and also illustrate this with an example. Have you been doing UPI payments recently, Rangoli? Have you?
Yeah, absolutely. Who has not been doing them? Yeah.
How many would you have done in the last 3 or 4 days?
I don't know. I don't remember, but yeah, many.
Many, right? So
yeah.
Here's the thing, right? Why do we all adapt so easily, or why we adopted UPI so easily, right? And why are our transaction volumes in India so high? It's so easy to use.
Exactly.
It's secure. It's ubiquitous. It works across devices, and adoption is a piece of cake, right? That's why UPI has grown so dramatically across players, vendors, and you have it from large retail shops all the way to small vendors who want to use it on their cards. It's very efficient. Zoom, yeah, and Zoom is the same thing, right? We are easy to use, very secure, and adoption is very easy. You don't need to know too much about technology. You get in there, and what you see is what you get, and it's easy to use. Whether it be an 8-year-old like my son, or an 82-year-old like my dad.
They're all, or a 24-year-old like me.
Or a 24-year-old like you, Rangoli. Yes. The ease of use is I think critical, right? So it's a platform. It's holistic. We've grown dramatically as well in terms of features, right? And I think the most important thing is we don't differentiate based on size. It's not like something that one would need only for an exceptionally large enterprise, right? Zoom is something that works whether you're an individual consumer or whether you are an SMB or an SMB on a growth trajectory, or you're a large enterprise, right? It works across segments, across size.
Right.
And I think the key here is SMBs have kind of adopted collaboration very fast, very quickly. They were one of the first to pivot on digitization as well, because it allows them to grow their own market, right? Getting in touch with customers, getting in touch with their ecosystem. And we know, right, whether you see reports like Colliers or others, everybody is saying that, 60% plus employees want to have a hybrid kind of environment. And while we may be back, individual companies may be back fully in office.
True.
Their vendors may not be back in office. Their customers may not be back in office, right? So you need this collaboration platform to continue to stay connected and keep your business connected as well.
Right. So I do absolutely support Zoom's vision and goals, Anand, and not to forget what a savior the platform has been in the times of COVID, right when our professional lives, they just started and ended on the laptop screen throughout the day. So thank you, Anand, for giving us this brief about Zoom. And yeah, now let's delve more into Zoom's contribution to benefiting enterprises, Anand. And
Right.
on that note, how do you think are collaboration solutions benefiting such enterprises that you just talked about?
Uh, Good question, Rangoli. Good question. Let
Thank
me,
you.
on the first half, let me try and split this into, a typical people, process, and technology. Something that all companies, three areas they want to resolve every single day, right?
Right, right.
You want a piece of technology that's easy to use, right? Uh,
Mhm.
that's easy to adopt, that works across devices. We spoke about this briefly in the last question as well, right?
Mhm.
So
Right.
can people adopt and use this easily, and is it easy for me to implement across my organization from a people standpoint? Can I deliver connectedness? Can I deliver inclusivity, right? Small illustration of this: imagine you have three people sitting inside a huddle room, one person on a factory floor and the other one who's probably working from home, and all of them need to be on this one call. Now, what Zoom is able to do is literally split each of these videos onto screen as individual streams. So you're actually getting the feel of everybody being equal connected on that call, rather than a group of three people continuing one conversation and two people feeling like they can't really get in to this conversation. So every single feature that we kind of release, and we release a lot each year, looks at how we can make this connectedness for people better in the collaboration platform that we are building, right? So people,
Exactly.
can they use it anywhere, anyhow, any device, right? The other is in terms of processes, right?
Mhm.
We want, every SMB wants to build efficiencies in their processes, right? Whether it be their customer service, whether it be their customer success teams, whether it be sales, whether it be vendor management, you want to drive some kind of efficiency in these processes, and you want to make sure you're able to drive connectedness here as well. Here's where
Right.
Zoom has said, okay, I need to allow our customers, we need to allow our customers to integrate collaboration into their processes, right? So whether
Mhm.
it be that customer service application that you're using, you can plug in Zoom there. Customer raises a ticket, it lands in there, one click, the customer is in a position to start a call. It could be something like you're trying to onboard a B2C customer for a loan. You want to get something like a KYC done, start up
Mhm.
the video, right? Integrated into the processes that you have as an organization across the spectrum. Let's say it's recruitment, right? Can you integrate Zoom into your ATS system, right? Your application tracking system, where you say, okay, I've managed to schedule these interviews, but I want to have one central place where I could
Right.
possibly start up my interviews and provide that experience. So it's about also integrating collaboration and video into processes that exist. The last
Okay.
is to do with technology, right? You want to
Mhm.
have technology that uh, is very cost efficient, doesn't require a busload of people to manage, right? And
Yes.
is literally plug and play. And this is something that SMBs are very, very, very sensitive to, which is
Yeah,
why they
true.
go, okay, allow me, they say, allow me to get a solution that I can, grow with. As I grow, the solution also grows with me within the organization. Those are the kind of technology drivers that they have. And Zoom is able to fit that bill very, very, very well, right? So, for example, if
Yes.
you're going to integrate Zoom into the single sign-on system that you have, we can do it in, my solution engineer can help our customers do it in a matter of minutes, right? It's like
Mhm.
literally flip a switch and we are good to go. So can we make technology also easy, not just for the end users, but also for the tech team, and make sure that they're not bloating resources there? So I think those three pieces are key, right? And adding to this layer also is, startups may say, look, I need to be very, very intense with video, right? They may want to say, I want to build video directly into the application itself, right?
Right.
My business model is driven by an application. I could be in healthcare, I could be in education. Here again, tech plays a role, where we have SDKs that allow startups, digital native companies to integrate video fairly easily into the applications that they are building. So across those three, people, process, and technology, we are trying to drive benefits to SMBs.
Yeah, it's just so, so easy connectivity, and it's just so easy. Everything is just out there, right?
Actually, Rangoli, it's not always easy. You've got places across the globe, including in some pockets in India, where bandwidth is a constraint, right?
Okay. I might be wrong there. Yes.
Yeah. So now, when bandwidth is a constraint, and you bring up a good point there, right? When bandwidth is a constraint, you also want your solution to work in areas that have low bandwidth, right? If my end consumer, let's say, he's dialing into a webinar to understand the benefits of a certain product, and he's on low bandwidth, you still want that person's experience to be seamless. And I think those are the kind of areas that we pay a lot of attention to and have been able to master.
Okay, well, that was very comprehensive, Anand. And I must say, I do believe that with Zoom's toolkit that you just discussed, the customers are absolutely getting some much needed flexibility to build applications, if I'm not wrong.
Correct.
Well, on that note, could you please elaborate on some latest features as well, which enhance customer experience?
How much time do we have, Rangoli? I've got 1,500 released last year, right? We are big on features. There's a big set out there. But let me start with some of
the basic ones that everyone
right?
should. Yes.
And let me try and illustrate this anecdote also, right?
Yes. Okay.
I was at a customer meeting recently, and it was a customer who actually informed me that, Anand, have you seen your closed captioning feature for Hindi? Right?
Oh.
It was released. I mean, so you could get onto a call and you could have Hindi closed captioning, right? Where you are automatically translating what's being said into Hindi, and that's being transliterated at the bottom. Now it's available in Hindi and Tamil, right?
Okay.
Being able to do this across languages quietly, efficiently, throwing these kind of features out very fast. Another big announcement that we made in India recently was related to Zoom Events, right? Which is a comprehensive events platform which SMBs are adopting to pretty fast. And why is it important to them? You are spending a lot now on digital marketing, right? Customers no longer buy the same way. When I started off selling long ago, so long ago, I don't want to remember how long ago, when I started out selling, it used to be a very different sales process. Today, the interaction with sales happens when about 50 to 60% of the decision is already taken, right? And a lot of the investment goes into marketing, lead generation, etc., where customers have come and looked for certain information or asked for certain information, right? Now, Zoom Events, for example, helps marketing teams within SMBs to run events in virtual mode, end to end. And in this environment where not everybody necessarily wants to travel overnight or take a flight and go and attend an annual conference or an event, Zoom Events is making it much easier for SMBs to connect with customers through large events. Our capacities there go up to about 50,000, right? If we were to look at sales teams themselves, we've got something called Sales IQ, which allows sales reps to, one, record their conversations, but managers and sales reps together can review these conversations, and we can produce analytics on, hey, how much time were you talking? Are you asking open-ended questions? How many times was a competitor's name used, right? So analytics that help you coach, become better sales reps, products like that sit on top of the collaboration tools that we've already built that help companies drive greater efficiency, right? Whiteboards, another announcement that we've made in the recent past, right? Persistent whiteboards with so much collaboration, so much happening, right? I could just throw up a whiteboard right now on this call and walk you through, and that would be persistent even post this call, right? Where that whiteboard continue to use that, right? Avatars, right? Where I wish I had set up my avatar for this call. Unfortunately, I've not. You can create avatars. Hand gestures on calls, right? Raise your hand. And automatically there's an icon that pops up saying Anand has raised his hand on the call, right? So there is a whole bunch of features that we release and we continue to release, and we are pretty fast at it. I think we kind of set the pace in terms of being able to release features in collaboration at this space. And this has also allowed us to create a complete platform, right? From meetings, chat,
True.
webinar, events,
Yes.
each of these coming with very specific features that make life just easy. And I think one feature which I believe one of our best kept secrets, I wish it was better known, was
tell us.
functionality, our chat functionality, right? So through my app at work, I've got chat in the same app. I've got chat, I've got phone, I've got an address book, I've got presence, I've got the ability to start meetings, and the chat is extremely efficient and meets a whole bunch of security standards as well, right? So it's a very comprehensive platform from that perspective.
Absolutely, yes. Well, wow. I hope our listeners took a note of all the wonderful features that you just mentioned and will definitely use them to enhance their connection with the platforms, just like I will. Well, on that note, could you share some innovative use cases of SMEs leveraging Zoom to grow their business?
Where do I start here? There are quite a few that I can reel out right now. I think an interesting case is with
tell us your most favorite ones. let's
this is an interesting one. There's a company called Olive Living.
Yes, Olive. Wow.
Olive Living, right? And folks in Bangalore will be familiar with them. They're a large platform where you can get accommodation with them, right? And what we've done with them is we've kind of helped them create kiosks, which means they don't have people manning their reception desks, right? You go in, you fire up a conversation, and you're able to, connect with somebody on the premises, either troubleshoot or be guided up to your room in the right way, right? So it's a simple use of collaboration, building on top of that for the end customer. And it's a very seamless tool where you come in, press a button on a screen, and you've got a video call going, right? Banks have started using this as well, where you walk into a branch and you could start a conversation thread with a service support person, simple stuff that you may not need to walk up to a teller who's busy counting cash. With somebody there, right? Yes. EdTechs have been innovating dramatically, right? Bright Champs is a very good case in point, providing one-on-one education across the globe in multiple markets. They've integrated video very, very seamlessly into the content that they provide, with teachers being available, right? Okay. We've got Cypia, which is a security platform as well. They are using Zoom to build a network, right, of being able to connect with other security professionals. And when you get security professionals using Zoom as a platform to network, I'm very proud of that kind of an endorsement, right?
You should be.
Yes. We know that the best in class are actually saying we work that way, right? Then we have another customer who over the New Year weekend said, Anand, you know what? We had a webinar for about 10,000 people. Registrations are up to about 40,000. Can we, up the capacity? Now imagine overnight being able to bump up a webinar going up from 10 to 50,000 participants, right?
Amazing.
Allowing them to come in and operate that seamlessly, providing a seamless experience to all attendees there very, very quickly, right? Another use case. Sorry, Rangoli, I can keep going on.
I can hear the passion in your, yes, yes, I have a lot to speak on this. It's one of those questions.
Yeah. Content creators, right, are adopting us very fast, right? Because content creators at the end of the day would also like to monetize what they're doing.
Absolutely, yes.
And best way to do that is to say, hey, why don't we do this as very structured courses where you get the opportunity to interact directly, whether it be classes around share trading or classes around cooking or classes around something more technical, like it could be advanced accounting, right? We have a lot of these folks in the area of content creation who are using Zoom to monetize, what they do and make sure that they are able to deliver a better experience to end customers, right? And equally important are some of what we may see as, okay, that's maybe just a small use case, but they actually have a dramatic impact, right? When you know that there are headwinds around cost and things like that are there in the market. Everybody wants to drop costs. People are saying, how can I reduce, for example, real estate, right? Many SMBs are now in a very good position to hire across the country, to say, why do I need to hire only from a tier 1 city where costs may be high? Why can I not hire from a tier 3 or tier 4 city, equally good talent, and keep them connected, right? Exactly. So you give me a function within an SMB, and I will provide you with a use case, right? In manufacturing, I've got customers who are able to dial up calls from the factory floor to their corporate office to say, look, there's a certain problem on the floor, and this is the issue that we currently face. And getting that connection immediately, quickly, with a visual is very, very powerful for an SMB. We've got drones, for example, that are able to fire up a Zoom meeting when in the sky and say, look, this is surveillance. We had X number of, we believe we had X amount of boxes piled up here on the ground. It now seems smaller volume, right?
I find that very amazing.
Yep. So you give me a function, and we can find a very, very strong use case there, Rangoli, for SMBs. And let's be honest, SMBs are very, very innovative in the way they use our platform. A lot of these ideas come straight from them to say, can we use Zoom this way? And because of our ability with our SDKs to allow them to customize, they are able to build these solutions up pretty fast.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree. And thank you, Anand, for such a comprehensive message on the use case of SMBs. And I hope people listening to this interaction take a note of that as well. That brings me to the final part of this interaction. Anand, would you like to tell us what are some of Zoom's future plans that we do not seem to have a hint of yet? So yes, let's spill the beans that we are not aware of, the wonderful things that are yet to come, I'm sure.
I think we are going to continue to introduce features and products as a platform in India. That's just going to that's not going to stop.
Absolutely.
We will continue to add that feature and functionality for sure. I am very confident in saying that as the SMB story in India explodes, Zoom will be there to work with SMBs and SMEs to help them use collaboration to get more profitable, drive more efficiencies, increase their market share. We definitely want to be a part of that story. And our features will be focused a lot around the integrations, for example, that we can bring in for SMBs, right? The app marketplace is something that SMBs will continue to look to, where applications are available, readily integrated, and somebody can just visit the Zoom app marketplace and say, okay, this is either an in-meeting app that's going to help me drive efficiency, or it could be an app that I want to integrate with, like, for example, a CRM app or an integration built for a CSM app. So you can have different integrations there. So the app marketplace is going to be huge. The integrations that we provide, we're going to continue to grow there. And most importantly, just continue to deliver happiness to the SMB segment.
Oh, absolutely. Honestly, that's wonderful to know, Anand. I think you have just given our listeners a sneak into the future with Zoom, right? And
watch this space for more.
Yes.
It's going to keep growing. Yep.
Yeah. And one more thing that I would love to add is that communication platforms are crucial to the success of hybrid teams now more than ever. And we know why, right?
Absolutely. And it's only going to grow, right?
Yes. So
that hybrid is only going to grow.
Right. So a cutting edge platform like Zoom itself could help SMEs across industries to increase their output, expand possibilities, and elevate employee and customer engagement. So yes, fingers crossed, and definitely we're hoping on a brighter future ahead of us with platforms like Zoom.
Thank you so much, Rangoli.
Yes,
thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much for connecting with us today, Anand. And I'm sure I could have not asked for a better person to give us all this detailed, Zoom's vision and goal and everything that we needed to know at this moment. And it was a pleasure to have you on board with us today.
Thanks, Rangoli. Appreciate it. Appreciate the time.
Yes, and I must say the interaction was absolutely insightful, and I hope our listeners enjoyed it as much as I did. And everyone listening to this interaction, as Anand said, watch the space for more. watch Zoom for more and watch the Analytics Inside space for more as well. And do subscribe to the channel, and I will see you the next time with another great interaction with Analytics Inside. Thank you.